Welcome to Digital Dialogue with Prasad. I've been knowing you for so many years. I've seen you working on some of the biggest digital media planning and execution of the accounts. It was more than 10-15 years of digital planning?
Yes.
Media planning? Yes. So many accounts, so many planning, so much of change. My first question to you, okay? How have you seen digital media planning changing over these years and your experience?
First of all, thank you so much, Prasad, for having me here today. Very interesting question. And I think over the period of years, every marketer who has worked on media as a landscape would have seen so many changes. The initial change between the share of desktop versus mobile, starting from there to today, where we have started talking about environments, we have started talking about programmatic DOOH, we have started talking about connected TV. So a lot of things have changed because of consumption habits of people, because of access to internet to people and internet of things. So with so much change, what happens with media planning is, as a marketer, you need to be there with your product wherever the consumer is and wherever the opportunity to advertise is. Now with this, today the complexity of being there on every channel, let's say for example, even earlier what used to be only radio campaigns, today you can also think about a connected audio campaign, right? So the matrix for that will be very different from a matrix to PDOH to what were the matrix of a normal search campaign many years ago, to people evolved their learning to display, to understanding video after the huge access to internet that we got, the bandwidth improvements that happened. With all of that, the complexity of media planning has only increased. The need to do justice to measurement has increased multifold.
Interesting. I think when you were talking about it, even my mind went back to many years. Like, the way we used to talk about from device to probably location, now you talk about integrated. There's so many connected, different channels, so many words that you use. But what really hit me is in terms of when you talked about is where the consumer is and the behavioral change of the consumers, okay? And that's so critical. My next question to you is, would really want to know, because it's, as you say, it's a complexity. As you say, things are changing, environment is changing, consumer is changing. What are those necessary ingredients now, okay, which are coming up, okay, which makes that planning important and effective?
So I would say not only planning, but the entire journey of that delivery, from planning to execution to optimization to getting the results right. I think many years ago it was fairly between a couple of DSPs or demand side platforms to solve for maybe your performance or your brand needs. As things have evolved, people have realized that demand side platforms alone will not solve for the problem at hand. So you will require a robust verification system, you will require a robust measurement system, the need for better data visualization, which is not templated by any platform, but more customized to how a marketing or an advertising or a product organization works. So there are multiple elements that are required, and in 2016 to 2018, we were one of the luckier leaders within the industry to get access to a very unique programmatic program where we were India's first DCMP, right? And
I remember.
We gave all those interviews and made sure we pass it. We gave all those tests and case studies, and it was all worth it. We got access to very unique program, very unique learnings. And in that we also deployed so many other things. We deployed so much technology. And in last 6-7 years, deploying different technologies. You know, it has also gone to so niche areas of campaign management, like even customizing bid management is now a different service, different product vertical. So, so coming back to your question, what is needed to do this journey right is nothing less than 7 to 8 tools, which are fairly complex for one leadership understanding, but needed with every specialization in that particular, need of, vertical of need.
So what so just to summarize, I understand the whole gamut of media in which from planning to buying to optimization and probably feedback loop to happen across changing environment, right? Okay, wherein we talk about DSPs and we talk about the way bid management and everything is changing, right? So what came to my mind is there are two important things came to my mind. One is you use the word technology and also the measurement part of it, right? Okay. So we identified the problem, we are identifying the trend, we are identifying the problem, okay? We also have talked about what are the necessary ingredients, okay? So Maanesh, my next important question is that how are you solving it?
Right. I think so I'll start from what we briefly spoke in the last few sentences, that there are some partnerships which helped us learn. And there was some great advertiser partners who were willing to experiment. With all of this, we realized around 2020-21 that with great power comes great responsibility. So with all those learnings, we started working on a product where we can give an integrated solution for people. So we had a good set of clients from 2016 to 2018, which helped us navigate this complex environment by investing in these 4 or 5 independent products. But the number of those advertisers were single-digit % of the total advertisers that we have. So then we realized that the problem that advertisers are facing is, how do you deploy so many technologies together? How do you take necessary organizational approvals to sign that off, right? With that, around 2020-21, we started seeing how multiple products can be packaged together in one product. We started with a couple of industries. At the mid or end of 2022, which is just after COVID was getting over, we said let's club this product and offer it as an alpha product to some clients, which we did.
Okay.
At the end of 2022, we scaled it, made it a beta product. And once we tested it across 12 industries, which is in last quarter, we thought that we'll launch this product, which we call as CoMMeT, Confluence of Media Measurement and Technology. So that's what we have as a solve for bridging this gap, or making sure that, the part to understanding so many complex skill set. Someone will understand measurement, someone will understand cloud coding for advanced measurement, someone will understand dynamic creative hosting. Instead of hiring, so let's say if you are a life insurance player, or if you are a t-shirt company. So I think as a company, you need to focus on, if you want to focus on that, deliver outstanding product/service, digital marketing will have to be owned up by experts like us. And
Maanesh, I'll come back to that, okay? But really what is ringing in my head is the name that you talked about, right? CoMMeT. And it's an acronym.
Yes.
Okay? If you can elaborate a bit more onto it, why that name, okay?
Right.
And what is it that it's trying to solve? Because there's we talk about packaging different, partners, packaging different technologies, packaging different measurement tools, okay, to make it as one package, right? Okay. So if you can just explain more about the name,
sure,
and the core benefits of that particular, service product that you are offering,
right,
that would be great.
Right. So this service product is a programmatic marketing technology product.
Programmatic marketing, technology, product. Oh, lovely.
CoMMeT.
Lovely.
Right? Where we say confluence of media, measurement and technology.
Okay, confluence of media, measurement and technology. Lovely.
Where all these three come together. Now, in media, what we have done is, we have ensured that your multi-environment needs and your multi-channel needs are taken up together and bucketed in this media as a
lovely. Okay, so you remember the first question that I asked, how the planning has changed over the time. So you covered the multi-channel, omni-channel concept that you are talking about. So that covers the first part of it. Lovely.
Yeah. Okay. So media will cover all your connected TV, your connected audio, DOH.
So all targets, all channels, all formats, everything is covered under media. Okay, so the customer doesn't have to worry about all these parameters. They get everything into one because of the partnership that we have done. Lovely.
Yes. Media. So with this, we are only in media, the vertical, we are clubbing more than 500 partners.
Oh, lovely.
Which is a mix of DSPs, demand side platforms, and publishers.
That's a good choice. That's a very wide choice of media buying possibilities. Lovely.
Right.
Okay. Second
then
one is
comes measurement, which has been always a big pain point. And to start with, CoMMeT as a product is solving for building for the full funnel for a brand, right? So in measurement, there are two problems that we want to solve. One is measuring the campaigns right, and the other is visualizing it right. Now, measurement has so many different angles. Things like attribution. How do you solve for attribution? So there is an attribution solution baked into the product, right? Then how do you ensure daily reporting and visualizing on numbers? Then if it is a brand impact campaign, how do you integrate brand lift surveys? If you want to do something with cloud-based measurement, let's say for example, you want to measure impact of branding on performance, then you have that also baked into the measurement and visualization solution, which comes under measurement as a bucket.
That's a very interesting one. I really got me thinking about it. What gets measured gets improved, right? That's one thing. But that's not still enough, because this is a continuously evolving place, right? The next campaign needs to have understanding of what went right and wrong. And that is where the visualization will head. So your insights comes from, possibility of greater insights can happen from a visualization. So when you're putting in that measurement bucket, measuring it and making it available in a nice format, okay, to get insights out of it. Is my understanding right? Or?
Yes. And this is also solving one other common market problem is a lot of campaigns and data are lying in Excel sheets, which are owned by the old team. They are not there. There are mailboxes. The handovers didn't happen. The brand teams are typically very lean teams, 2-3 people teams. If there is attrition, how do you ensure continuity of learnings? That becomes a fairly big problem. With an always-on dashboard customized to that business.
So it integrates with the back-end Excel sheets as well as the system that they have.
Yes.
That's very interesting. And the third part about technology, right? Media, measurement and technology.
Now what we realized is there are so many things to be done today, right? Now the interactivity of the digital medium, say if you want to do a responsive creative, say you want to make a creative where the consumer interacts with the creative, it won't happen in a normal DSP or a demand side platform. You will require a advanced ad serving technology.
That's true.
So that comes in technology. Then if you are a very evolved advertiser and if you realize that I've sustained the campaign and I want to give 2-3 goals to the campaign, then you will have to go to a solution called as custom bidding, which is a more of an algorithmic solution which sits out of DSPs nowadays, with so many companies evolving and product tech coming in. Then within technology also, we are clubbing in what is called as verification, because there is a problem with so much inventory, there is always a challenge of what is the right inventory. So verification is a problem we're solving. Then as we approach cookieless future, audience and the ability to buy third party and second party audience. So the technology of getting a third party audience partner at a plug and play distance away with very different identified cohorts which are not the templated cohorts also comes in technology.
Very awesome, man. Coming to think of it, not only the concepts are changing, not only the consumer is changing, but there's a lot of technological changes which are happening. Of course, technology has to be used as an enabler. So the whole product, if I can get all, and now I understand when you talk about confluence, right, wherein getting these three important ingredients baked into one solution, okay, is the core offering that you have. Is my understanding right?
Yes, and technology enables one more thing, it allows us to be ever evolving. It's a bigger bucket, so we are not saying that the product is over. We are not making an iPhone 1 and saying iPhone 15 won't come, right? So technology will enable us to add everything and anything that comes tomorrow that needs to be adapted into the right digital marketing mix.
I think that is going to be my last question, but before that, okay, because the product roadmap, I would ask, or I'll touch base on that a bit more later on. But now we have understood the product, right, and what is the core problem that it is solving and how it is solving, right? But the important question is, who is it targeted to?
Right. Yeah. So currently,
who is the typical buyer of this product?
Right. So I think everyone who makes a product first starts with a very broad base.
And one more thing, is this a when you say product, it is, what I understand is that you and your team is going to run for the client, right?
Correct.
It's not give it to them and run it like
yes,
that, right?
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
It's a service more.
It's a service, product plus service plus the dashboard, the centralized dashboard visualizes the entire business. Now coming back to your question, any product or service company, when you first ask, let's say if you ask a life insurance guy who's life insurance network, he or she first might answer anyone who has a life. And then it will go to, you're 25 to 45 and so on and so forth. So let me start from top. If anyone who is spending even a single ad dollar is whom this product is meant for.
Okay.
Now let me go a little deeper and dwell onto some benefits, right? So it is meant for someone who is buying different types of media inventory, but doesn't have consolidation or consolidated dashboard. As an extension of this, the other use case is anyone who doesn't understand unduplicated reach today for his or her campaigns, because there is one campaign being run from a platform and then there are 2-3 partners who are sending Excel sheets, and there is no true way or true environment to measure unduplicated reach. So that is one consumer cohort. Then anyone who wants to do anything innovative, you want to have a engaging campaign with the consumer, where the consumer engages with your banner before it lands on the landing page. So anyone who wants to do a evolved engagement campaign.
So basically what I understand is any brand, okay, who is spending their digital media budgets across multiple channels,
yes,
and struggling to get unduplicated, reach.
Yes.
On top of it, they want to go a bit higher and do a lot of innovations.
Yes.
And also struggling with managing all these three important aspects of media plus technology plus measurements.
Yes.
Getting it all together. So that becomes your ideal.
So there are first two, three use cases. One other cohort is also people who have used the classical performance marketing channels and are facing that challenge that they are getting maxed out at the bottom funnel, and if I have to use Hindi here कि top funnel use करने की हिम्मत नहीं हो पा रही है because we don't have measurement. It is meant for those as well. How do you have a valid partner with transparency and reporting coming in while doing your top funnel, which gives you a roadmap to how do you build a full funnel campaign which will deliver business-led results.
Maanesh, if I think about it, these are the problems that we have faced with the brand so many times, right? And I really wish, okay, that we solve that problem, okay, and it looks to be very promising, okay. But at the same time, as you rightly say, it's a product service. It has to keep on evolving.
Yes.
So, and I'm quite sure they'll mange more, right? It will keep on improving over the time. So what is it that you think would be in near future? What are the things that probably those who work with us seeing this service changes on the products?
Right. So, okay. So, as the product and the algorithm and the way we have coded things to come together happens, your media operation will become more scalable. But from a roadmap perspective, today the use cases we discussed are more building up for full funnel, or more being ready for tomorrow, or are more around reaching out to the right consumer. But from a roadmap lens, I would say, the established performance platforms will eventually come into it, so that as a business leader, brand owners or advertisers can give it a goal and get it all from one single dashboard and one single solution.
That's a very audacious goal to have it. I wish you solve that. And wishing you and your team all the very best for CoMMeT.
Thank you so much.
And thanks everyone for listening to today's Digital Dialogue with Prasad. Thank you very much.
Thank you.